Hi, I'm Jennifer of Celtic Knot Crochet, and today in this video I'll be showing you how to make the textured stripes scarf. This is an easy crochet pattern that uses just one stitch, the half double crochet. To make this scarf, we're going to work back and forth in rows, and you'll see that we alternate one row of half double crochet and then one row of a special variation of the half double crochet stitch. And at the end you could add this twisted fringe. I've come up with a new way to do it so you don't have to rotate your wrist at all, and it works up really fast. So make sure to watch till the end to see that part. If you like this project, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to click to subscribe. And if you know someone else who would love this project, make sure to share it with them. Let's get started. To make our textured stripes scarf, I'm going to use a size H or 5mm crochet hook and some Red Heart Super Saver stripes yarn. This is in the color Cool Stripe, and you'll need 2 skeins if you want to make a 60-inch length scarf or longer. And of course you'll want a yarn needle to weave in your ends. So the first step you'll want to do is put your slip knot on your hook, and you're going to chain 25. Now if you'd like a wider scarf, you can just chain a little bit more. You just want to make sure that it is an odd number of chains. And I'm going to skip my first chain, and then I'm going to work a half double crochet in the next chain. So I'm going to yarn over, put my hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And I'm going to do that half double all the way across this first row. So here we have row 1, and then we're going to work the special stitch. So I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and I'm going to put a half double crochet in the first stitch of the row. And now I'm going to work back crossed half double crochets across the row, and we're going to repeat this row every other row. So you'll have the actual texture showing up on the back side of each of these special rows. So I'm going to skip the next stitch and work a half double crochet in the stitch after. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to work in that skip stitch, but I'm going to work behind this half double crochet. So this is the trickiest part. I'm going to yarn over, and then I'm going to put my hook around the back of the half double I just made, go in through that space, and then go through that skipped stitch, and then yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And you can see here now I have 2 half double crochets, but they're crossed, and with the one on the back popping out. So I'll do that again. Skip the next stitch, half double crochet in the one after that, and then I yarn over, and I'm going to dip my hook behind the half double, go through the space there, and then go from front to back through the stitch that I skipped. So I think you'll get the hang of it once you know in your mind what you need to do. Skip the next stitch, half double in the next, and I want to go behind the one I just made, then come out through that gap. Here's that skip stitch, see it right there? And I'm going to then push my hook from front to back into that skip stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook, and complete the half double. And I'll have this nice texture going along this row. So I'm going to continue, skip one, half double, then work behind all the way across, and then in my last stitch I'm going to put just a plain half double crochet. So half double, and then go through. And here I am at my last stitch, and I'm just going to put a half double crochet there at the end. And this is what it will look like. You can see how on the back side of that row, you can see those half double crochets that we crossed over popping out. Then I chain one, turn my work, and now I'm going to do half double crochets in each stitch across. And it's very simple. You can see the tops of the stitches very easily right here. And that's all there is to it, is repeating those two rows, rows 2 and 3, the back crossed half double, and then a row of half double in each stitch. And you'll want to continue that until your scarf measures a length that you like. Traditional scarves that you would wrap around your neck like this to keep warm usually are around 60 inches long. So you would continue until you've reached the length you want. And I recommend ending the project on one of the half double crochet rows. So this here is the right side of your project, and this is the wrong side. So you can see it looks a little different. This looks a little lacier with that textured row. If you like this one better, this can be the right side, but this is what is meant to be the right side with that popping out half double crochet. So to repeat again, chain one, turn your work, half double crochet in the first stitch, and then skip the next one and work half double in the one after that, then yarn over, go behind, come out that gap, and then front to back, put your hook into that skip stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3, and you'll work that across. And just so you know you're on the right track, you should have 11 back crossed half double crochet sets. So if you were to count these across, you should have 11 on each row. So you might want to check that when you finish the row so you know that everything's going to line up properly. So here is what my scarf looks like after I've worked it for about 56 inches. Many rows, but they went very quickly. And remember, you want to end with the regular half double crochet row. Just gives it a nice look. And that would mean that when I am ready to work back with my twisted fringe, I'll have the wrong side facing. But that's okay because the fringe doesn't matter. And this is a nice long fringe, about 3.5, 4 inches long. And I'll show you how to make it. And if you want to make something a little bit shorter, you would just make your starting loop shorter. Now, I find that it helps to have a ruler. Another thing you could do is you could use a tape measure, or you could put some pieces of tape down on your work surface, and that would just give you the measurement that you need. So you're going to slip stitch into your first stitch here on the side, and every fringe is going to be the same. So you've made a slip stitch, which is, I'll show you here, let's take this one out. So you put your hook in, yarn over, pull through the stitch and through the loop on your hook. Now we're going to pinch this slip stitch so that we can pull the working loop nice and long, and we're going to start at the beginning of our ruler and go to 10 inches. Okay, and then we're going to turn or rotate this loop 20 times. Now what I've seen other people do online is they go like this with their hand, and they rotate their hand and their wrist, and that would just kill my wrist. And when I tried doing some twisted fringe on a different project a couple years ago, I discovered a different and easier way to have the same effect. So instead of rotating like this, I'm going to pull that loop a little taut, and then with my non-dominant hand pinch right here next to the hook, like so. And then I just take my finger and rotate the hook. I'm going to do it 20 times. I'm just spinning the hook, and as it spins, you'll see it's nice and tight right here. And then I can just let that go and pull the twistings down the length. All right. And then I want to pinch at about the halfway mark and come back to the beginning, and watch what happens. When you let go, it twists together on itself. And I just straighten it out like so. And then I'm going to put a slip stitch into that same stitch that we just worked the slip stitch. So I'll put my hook in, and basically we're reinforcing the slip stitch again through that second loop. So we do 2 slip stitches really in that same stitch, but it turns into 1. And that's all there is to it. So I'm going to do a slip stitch into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through everything. Then I'm going to pull my working loop, but I want to pinch the bottom of the working loop so I can pull to 10 inches right there. And then grab with my non-dominant hand that loop, and then with my finger I can just spin the hook 20 times. I think that was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And you can experiment. If you want a tighter fringe, you can spin it more, or if you want a looser one, spin it less. And then just make sure it's brought down so it's even. Hold the center, let go, and just make sure it's nice and even. And there we go. And then you just put your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, and pull through everything. So again, this is about a 3.5, 4-inch fringe. If you want something smaller, then just experiment. Maybe you'll pull your working loop to 8 inches or 6 inches. I experimented with a shorter fringe on the other side of my scarf, and this one I think I pulled to about 5 or 6 inches. So sometimes you just need to experiment and see what you end up with, because the different thicknesses of yarn and how much you twist can affect how long the end result is. So have fun experimenting with that, and hope that works for your wrist a lot better. And I wanted to show you on the front side, you'll have this nice line here from doing the slip stitches, and I'll give a nice finished look to your fringe edge. Here you can see my twisted fringe completed on one short side of the scarf. So I basically did one twisted fringe per stitch across. So let me show you how to start the one on the other side. So I removed the short one because I like this longer look better. And you want to start on the wrong side. This is the right side with all of the textured stitches popping out. And I want my ruler handy so I can measure the 10 inches. And I'm going to start on this side here. And when you work on this side, I tried to pull off in my skein of yarn, I wanted to pull off a color that matched this one here. If you want, you could pull off the green and add that on if you want it to contrast, but I want it to kind of blend in. So I put my slip knot on my hook, and then I'm going to work a slip stitch just right here on the side of that first stitch. Yarn over, pull through everything, that way I'm just attached, and now I can start as is written in the pattern. I'm going to do a slip stitch in that first stitch, and then I'm going to hold the base of the stitch so I can pull that working loop out to 10 inches, and then I'm going to pinch right near my hook and use my finger to twist it around at least 20 times. You might want to do 25. And you could see here all the yarn twisted, bunched up, and I'm going to let that go and just work those twists down that whole loop. Here we go, so you can see, and then grab about halfway like that and let it go, and it twists up on itself, and sometimes you just have to help it get nice and even. And then I'm going to insert my hook into that same stitch, and I'm doing another slip stitch, but I'm basically putting a slip stitch on top of the one that's already there. So I'm just pulling the loop through to lock that in place. And then I'm going to put a slip stitch into the next stitch and repeat that whole process. And I'm going to work across just like I did the other side. And there's how you make the textured striped scarf. I hope you enjoyed making this project. Make sure to leave a thumbs up or click to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Happy crocheting!